right, welcome back, welcome in. You found us once again. Shoot the gap, the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Focus Show, here to help you to be gruntled with your fantasy football team and your fantasy football decisions. I am your humble host, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. So glad that you're able to join, and I'm hoping you're having a wonderful Saturday. All right, this is our 194th show. I say hour, I guess it's the royal hour, right? This is, I guess, the show's 194th show, October 4th, in this hopeful year of our Lord. And man, do I have a great show for you today. So it's a Saturday show. So you know what I'm going to do? Talk to you about all the latest news that has happened from Friday until now. So, and I'll be honest with you. That I thought I wasn't going to do a show today. I really did. And this morning, whenever I got up, checked the news, didn't really see anything that was too crazy. I was like, everything's been kind of covered. Everything seems to be fine. I don't want to waste y'all's time. That I'm here to be a supplement, right? To help you make decisions and help you with all the new stuff that just broke, right? Well, everything been covered, all the injuries and things like that. So I was like, maybe not. But then some news broke. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And as you know, I always like to have a little bit of fun with it. So I always like to talk about the news that broke, okay, in a little segment called Deal or No Deal. So I'm going to mention some football news and that has come down the pipe since yesterday. And well, I'll discuss if it's a big deal or no deal. So, all right, here we go. The Tennessee Titans have activated running back Tyjae Spears. Deal or no deal? This is a big deal, everybody. Yeah, big deal. Yeah. The only thing that was propping up Tony Pollard was his complete control of the Titans' backfield. I mean, it certainly wasn't the offensive line, right? And now with Spears back, Pollard now goes from a running back 2 to a shaky flex. Yeah, so keep in mind that as a rookie in 2023, Spears saw 70 targets in the passing game while maintaining 4.53 yards per carry on 100 carries, all right? He was headed for similar numbers last year before missing 5 games due to an injury. So, also, Spears has burst, all right? And he's a great pass catcher, so it seems logical that he's going to start off. Likely he's going to start off as a third down back. And due to Pollard not really showing that he's untouchable, Spears has a real chance to take over the backfield. And don't forget, all right, that in training camp, there was some real buzz going on. It's starting to form that Spears was actually looking better than Pollard, right, until the injury. So right now, it seems like the best approach with this news is to sit both Pollard and Spears and just watch what happens, all right? Spears would be a great trade for candidate if you really think about it. I mean, but I wouldn't spend too much. I wouldn't. In my mind, I don't think that it would be a good idea to spend too much. I'm talking about something like Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, for Spears sounds about right. Considering that Pacheco is trending down, and Spears would gain a lot of value if Pollard gets injured. So, and remember that I'll say it again. If something happens to Pollard, Spears would be like a must-start type guy, even though he's on the Tennessee Titans. All right, so let's just see what happens. All right, moving on. The New Orleans Saints have activated Taysom Hill. Deal or no deal? Now, this one might surprise you, but this is actually a big deal. Hey, and let me explain. So, if you've watched the show for a while, then you know what the nickname that we call Taysom Hill around these parts, right? Voldemort. He's the original Voldemort. We've been calling him Voldemort for years. All right? The reason why he was the name that should not be mentioned is that if you're an Alvin Kamara manager, that guy is not a good guy for you, man. No, so if you think that Kendre Miller was a burr in your saddle, Alvin Kamara managers, just wait till you see what Taysom Hill is going to do for you. All right, so for the past few years, Hill has been labeled as the gadget guy, right? But Actually, if you look at his output, he's actually been a thief. Yeah, stealing goal line touchdowns from Kamara, right? I mean, this is a notice. This news right here is really a notice to Kamara managers to trade Kamara while you can. All right, he started giving up touches to Kendre Miller, and now he has Voldemort to contend with. It's not looking good at all for AK-41. All right. This also should douse some water on the flames of Kendre Miller. Remember that? Everybody's all excited. I've been listening to the podcast, the Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm sure you have too. If you're listening to me, I'm sure you have. Right? Kendre Miller, read the articles. He's a great like flex play, things like that. Might be this today. Might be this week. That actually might be right. But this might be the last week that's right. Right? I mean, seriously. I mean, Kendre Miller is now in a backfield of a questionable offense that has now become a three-headed nightmare. Okay, so there's a chance that it might not be this week, right? Again, might not be this week, but it's coming, everybody. So hopefully, Kamara managers out there, hopefully Kamara has a great game against the Giants this Sunday. All right, hopefully he does. And if he does, Kamara managers, that's not the time for you to relax and say, oh, everything's cool. No. You should be looking to sell. Yeah, that should be the thought. All right, moving on. Reportedly, Las Vegas Raiders tight end Brock Bowers is trending out to play on Sunday. Deal or no deal? Well, of course this is a big deal, right? But for who? That's the question, right? For who? Now, Michael Mayer is still out with a concussion. So is this a call to run out and grab Ian Thomas, the next tight end in line? No. By no means. No. It seems true that this is confirming that Ashton Genty is in line for a lot of targets and a lot of usage. Right? Plus, if you're wondering if you should play Brian Thomas Jr. or Trey Tucker, if that's like a thing you're struggling with right now, this news should tell you that Geno Smith's favorite target is about to pay off. All right, so it doesn't seem like this news is going to affect Jacoby Myers one way or the other. Okay, so Jacoby Myers is still going to do exactly what he was going to do with or without this news. But if your opponent has Kyron Williams or Christian McCaffrey, both who went off in Thursday's game, and you need a flex play that is screaming with upside, yeah, man, don't forget about Trey. All right, I'll tell you, that's what this news should do. All right, last one. Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon has stated that they plan on riding the dreaded hot hand when it comes to the backfield approach on Sunday. Deal or no deal? Surprisingly, this news is no deal. Okay, let me explain. All right. When the news of Trey Benson going on IR first hit, fantasy football players scrambled to add Amari DeMarcado, right? Then, as the tide started to subside, and we all looked at what history showed us, players clamored for Michael Carter, especially after Michael Carter accidentally said that he was starting on Sunday, right? Well, then sober minds realized that Bam Knight, who showed flashes last year for the Jets, was on the roster. So it's always going to be shit stick. All right, so this news just confirms it. All right, and if you're new to the show, and you don't know exactly what shit stick is, all right, let me explain. It's the idea that if you have a stick, okay, or if you have a stick that has dog crap on one end and clean on the other, and you flip it in the air, yeah, there's a high probability that you'll catch the end with the poo on it. All right, so what should savvy fantasy football players do with this backfield? Well, if you have one of the three, you can try trading them, I guess, to a desperate Trey Benson manager, maybe. I don't know. Or you can either put them on your bench and see what happens, or if you succumb to the great matchup and decide to start one, that's fine too. Just don't be angry if you end up with dog shit on your hands. Okay, all right, so there we go. All right, so that does it for the Saturday News Show. So it's my hope that this podcast will be a nice supplement to your normal digestion of fantasy football. So please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and click that bell so you will get alerts when these Saturday shows become available. And a quick reminder that I do have a live sports talk show called Drive Time Sports with Brian and Lori. It's every Thursday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. exclusively on highvolumemusicradio.com, highvolumemusicradio.com, or on the free High Volume Music Radio app. Again, it's a live show. It's on Thursday. So if you want to discuss fantasy football, please feel free to give the call. Be more than happy to do that. All right. Going to end the show. I always do it. The parting shot, right? So this is just a little bit of advice I like to give before I close the show. So last time I gave a suggestion on how to be a good league mate. And this parting shot is actually designed to help you make a trade happen. All right, you ready? Ready? Don't offer 2-for-1 deals. Okay, don't do it. All right, so I know we hear on fantasy football podcasts all the time to offer this guy and that guy for this one stud player. But come on, man. If you got that offer, like somebody sending two mediocre players to you for your one stud player, would you really take it? Full well knowing that you have to drop something you weren't intending to drop in the first place to make it happen. Come on. Would you really want to drop someone for two, basically drop a player, give up your stud player for two lesser players? Come on, man. Does that really make sense? Simple math does say that 2 halves equal 1 whole, but in fantasy football, 2 mediocre players don't equal 1 stud player. All right, so don't waste your time with that. It's hard enough making a trade happen without forcing someone to do something they don't really want to do. All right, so let's close this thing out like I always do. Remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. All right, thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your games. All right.